What's up guys, welcome back to Kyle Eberdt Disc Golf. Today I'm at the tracks at Bishop Park and I'm going to walk you through how to practice for a tournament. I've got a tournament here in about 2 weeks, so I'm going to take you through the front 9 of my practice round. It may seem obvious, but the first thing I do when stepping up to a new hole is I look for the biggest danger. What could go wrong? And right here we have a Mando that we have to hit. So I'm thinking about keeping a forehand out wide to the left and letting it fade back towards the basket. That's all right. A little bit high that time. Should be in the circle though. I'm gonna give that one more try with the forehand. That's better. Just get around the tree. Oh, I just kissed it. It's also a good thing to try multiple types of shots on each hole. So I'm also thinking about going a flat backhand right at the basket. That looks pretty good. Just need a disc a little bit more flippy than that. Try the sidewinder. Get by the Mando. Oh no! Yeah, that shot's a little bit too touchy for me, so I think the forehand is the play here. Both my forehands landed in the circle. The backhands weren't even close. Let's go. It's also good to practice putts from all different angles around the basket because you don't know where you're going to land in the tournament. Hole 2 is a little bit trickier. The biggest danger here is hitting the gap off the tee. You want to throw what you feel most comfortable hitting gaps with. We've got this bigger backhand gap on the right side and this smaller forehand gap straight down the middle. For me personally, I feel more comfortable hitting the forehand gap, so we'll try it out. Oh my gosh, that's the wrong disc. Complete wrong disc. That looks great. If it comes back towards the basket, maybe skip in. Oh yeah, let's go. Pretty much a tap-in birdie. Also, something I do to help me remember what I throw in each hole, I go into my notes section on my phone, I write down each disc, what gap I hit, if I'm throwing forehand or backhand. I write down everything so I can remember what to do in the tournament in case I forget. Another thing you should be doing in your practice rounds is you need to be picking out an aiming point for your drives. On this hole, the basket's straight forward, so my aiming point is the basket. In my throw, just going right at the basket, ignoring the gap. That's the important thing here. Don't think about hitting the gap too much. Focus on your aiming point and commit to your throw. I think it should just be a mid-range hex straight ahead. Yeah, I like that. I hit my aiming point like I wanted to, but maybe I need a little bit flippier disc here. We'll go with the Meteor. Same line, same everything. Aiming at the basket. There it is. That's the disc. Go in the basket. Oh, wow. Man, I was just short. Ended up going a little bit deep here, but that's okay. Should just be a routine putt. Or not. This is one of the harder holes on the course. It's a 350-foot par 3 through those trees, but getting it through those trees consistently is not really in my wheelhouse. So I think I'm just gonna play this for par in the tournament. So that's one thing you have to decide on each hole before the tournament as well, is if you're playing the hole for par or birdie, which is okay to do. You don't have to play every hole for birdie. I'm playing this one for par just because it's a little bit tricky and I don't want to get caught up in those trees and have a tough upshot. So I just want to get out in the open, have an easy upshot for par here. Nothing too crazy. Just like that, get it in those trees. And yeah, just kick me down, that's fine. Have an open approach there. I think one more with a little bit of straighter disc. That's good. That's real good. And yep, easy approach from there. This is where my first drive landed. It's the shortest out of all of them, but that's okay. We have a wide open look to the basket for par, which is all I'm asking for here. Just a simple approach. Just like that. There we go. We'll walk away from here with no consequences. All right, so hole 5 is another long one. It's about 360 feet. You can see it straight ahead, across the creek, and behind that big tree. My aiming point for this hole is gonna be that white sign way over there. I'm just gonna throw this wraith at it and then let it come back and fade towards the basket at the end. A little bit wider than I wanted, but skipped up and parked it. Let's go. Although I threw that one a little bit wider than I wanted to, I trusted that the disc would come back. I knew it wasn't going to turn over out of bounds. And that's one thing you have to do too before playing tournaments. You really got to learn your disc. I'm going to throw another one just to get my aiming point down. I'm just doing this for repetitions here. Put way too much hyzer on that because I was afraid of it flipping over. Oh, but it's still great. Got these both within 10 feet. That's what I'm talking about. That thing was parked. Let's go. Okay, hole 6 is probably my least favorite hole on the course. It's really not that hard. It's only 300 feet. It should be a stock forehand for me, but for some reason, me and this hole just don't get along. If you have a hole like that on your course, it's okay to just go up here, play it safe, play it for par. Don't go for it if you do not feel comfortable. Because if you step up to the tee and all you can think about in your head is, oh no, I'm gonna mess this up, you're probably gonna mess it up. So play it safe. I'm gonna try the aggressive shot first. If it doesn't work for me, then I'm gonna go ahead and just play for par. See, I didn't quite get it there. It's not where I wanna be. It's just to play for par, safe play. Yep, it's gonna fade left, but over left far enough is wide open. Have an easy look at the basket. Might even be able to run it from over there. We'll see. This is where my safe shot ended up. You can see I just have an easy chip up right here, and it should be a par. Yeah, that's another thing. If a hole is set up for a forehand and you don't feel comfortable throwing a forehand on that hole, don't be afraid just to throw a backhand. Don't worry about what everyone else on your card is doing either. Just play your game, stay in your lane, and you'll be fine. Hole 7's a tricky one. You can see the basket right on top of the hill right there. I'm just gonna pipe a backhand up this right gap, let it push towards the basket, and hopefully miss all the trees. Oh my goodness. So that was terrible. This is what a practice round is for. If you throw bad shots, that's okay. Just learn from them. Keep it a little bit straighter than that. There it is. A little bit low. Need to make the correction again, throw it a little bit higher this time. There it is. And just where I want to be, at the base of the hill, and skipped up into the circle. Let's go. The other good thing about throwing a bad shot in a practice round is it gives you the opportunity to scramble. If you have a shot end up way off the fairway, go ahead and play from there so you know what to do just in case you land there in the tournament. Can't scramble any better than that. This is where my scramble shot landed. Oh. And this was my best drive. Gotta look for birdie. There we go. Final hole of the front nine here, and last hole of the video too. This is a much easier hole than the last few wooded holes we had, so I can really attack this one for birdie. My aiming point for this one is gonna be that big tree right in the middle. Gonna throw it right at it and let the disc fade back right towards the basket. What if that just goes in to end the video? That was so close. I know y'all couldn't see that. It went right in front of the chains. So what I'll write down in my notes for this hole is I threw a flat forehand at the big tree in the middle with my double stamp Ducker Destroyer. So when I look at my notes in the tournament, I'll do that exact same thing. It's gonna have to be a straddle putt. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I really hope you learned something from watching my practice round today. As always, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.